Oh, hello. Fixing the camera. I don't know. It's just blurry like this. Um, I want to watch some of the parts in my history. Please bear with me because I'm still looking for the video. But thank you very much for being here, guys. Um, okay, I've been looking for some American campaign videos, and I don't usually watch things that are not posted by the original poster. But for things like this, hopefully I'm right. It should apply fair use, okay? And also like public accountability and stuff. I think it's okay. So I'm watching Elon's campaign on tax, and I think it's very relevant, especially for me in even though I live in a different country, I'm not a US citizen. But I think this is a whole wide world agenda, supposedly, because this is the direction of improvement where governments would go, or I think the people would want to go, because when things change, they improve or not improve. In terms of taxation, what's the idea here? What's the as time goes on and on every day, like Backstreet Boys say, what's the next day for tax? Okay, let's watch this video. Tax is tax. It's from Healthy Masculinity. Isn't that nice, having a healthy masculinity? Let me just full screen it, and then okay. Yeah, okay. So we're getting a feel of this. Um, I think that is just what we call entropy. Whoa. Um, yeah, that's what we call entropy, right? If you are not really focusing on the law left by itself, if you left the process of law creation by itself without reducing it, without focusing on reducing the law, it's gonna get too many. Okay, everyone has concern, everyone has importance. There you need to spend the resources on the other side of the coin. Unfortunately, yes, that's what happens. So you gotta reduce, you gotta spend, you specifically budget for the reduction or the simplification of the law. I think that is a lot of times have been not only not being paid attention to, but it needs incentives. Right, it needs, we as people should figure out how to incentivize the reduction or the simplification of the law. That's it. That's a okay. um Please bear with me. um and then this is the next one. Let us watch. And then there are a lot of things that, not a lot of things, there are big important things in Elon Musk campaign, and we're hopefully we can watch, we can cover. Don't forget to like the video. I really agree. I think, um, for example, it is related to piracy as well. Okay, it in the economy, a healthy economy, when you when you perform a task, you should be getting something back. So that is buying and selling, obviously. But a lot of times, teachers, for example, they give people benefit until all the way to the workplace, but no one cares about the royalties of the teachers. That is not good, because people in the past, our ancestors, they value the teachers like they are close to their parents, the next people after their parents, probably. So it there's a point in that, whereas, when you work your toil, it is also from the knowledge of your trainers, maybe your previous employer or things like that. And I think that's the principle that we use for a lot of rich people currently in the world. They become rich because, not only because of capitalism, but because capitalism is meritocratic to a degree. So that is what keeps it sustainable, because that's a good thing. Okay, what is next? Oh yeah, and about the golden appreciation, or a token that would be associated with his profile page or something like that, because electronically and social media profile page is something that we use right now. It is nice to have things like that, like if you give back to, for example, um, Marvel, because it inspires you, Star Wars, or for me, maybe some anime that inspires me, and it's probably gonna be making me extra income, right? I think it is something that could be, I could put up in my profile page, and people who sees me, like, they would say, oh, you know what, yeah, this guy, one of those guys who's a positive part of the economy, because there's gratitude and reciprocity. And look at his stuff, he's using this guy's stuff, he's using that guy's stuff, but that's okay, because it's not exactly piracy. It's something that he cares enough to relate to the authors or something like that. And in terms of taxation, this applies as well. A tax is a part of the economy. Government workers they work, right? And every single receipt or transaction, you could actually, if it's anime, the term would be an anthropomorphize. Oh, my bad, I don't know, I'm just making up stuff at the point. It could be visualized in social media as the amalgamation of it. It could be visualized, and it could be compacted, it could be summarized within an image or an NFT. But people say NFT is too expensive for the environment. I think, to have an XML or XBRL equivalent of an NFT should work as well. I don't know. Okay, we haven't watched the next video. I'm not focusing again, and now I have to edit stuff. Okay, let me train myself to be a little bit better at this. Okay. So what's the next video? Elon predicts he could save taxpayers a lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of money is important. It's important. A lot of money. Excuse me, guys. My bad. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. This is from Fox News. So this is my bad. Wait, let me repeat that again. This is from Fox News. So OP, original poster. Oh, it is awesome, right, guys? If some you can see Elon Musk is someone with empathy, right? If the whole crowd really responded well to him and he really appreciates that, right? A lot of for a lot of people it could translate into hubris, and a lot of maybe bad actors want to take advantage of that. But I hope Elon Musk is someone who is strong and could withstand. I do believe like political process is there's going to be cost, but hopefully God will give the revenue even a lot more. But again, talking about the what what did he say in the beginning? Oh my God. Okay. What did he say? Just a little bit in the beginning. Yeah, getting the government off your back. What does it mean? It means you, for example, if you like the law says you have broken the law and you're always liable and you are not good enough. Okay, getting the government off your back, okay, means giving you literal freedom. Okay, literal freedom for being yourself. So if you drive down the road, right, and if you feel like okay, I'm gonna slow down a little bit, or if you feel like, oh, you know what, it is not a good idea to be following the traffic this way, or no, I don't know, but there are different cultures, right? And it is already customary for some culture to, for example, to allow people to jaywalk. For example, I don't agree with that, but I know that there are some cultures that is a habit, and I think the law shouldn't say that, oh, you cannot do that. The law shouldn't say that you have broken the law for just being yourself, for being yourself in terms of a culture, right? It has always been your culture. Okay, for example, not wearing a helmet, where in your city, for example, people just don't drive beyond 20 kilometers per hour. That's too slow. Beyond 40 kilometers per hour. So why would you wear a helmet? I mean, yeah, there are accidents that could happen, and the stake of it is life. So definitely, helmet could be worth it. And in my daily situation, I appreciate helmet. However, if you're not wearing a helmet and then you are liable, that is not that is you're definitely always liable. I don't think, I think the traffic law should be about, and all of the other laws, okay, it should be about guidelines. Okay, this is the guidelines, all right, guys. And then um given a specific period of time, this is the law. Okay, so it shouldn't always be the law. It should be just like, okay, uh, probably this is a rainy season and you all should be wearing a helmet. Okay, and the one who decided that would be the local council, maybe, you know based on the guidelines. And then there would be auditors from the central, or from the main government, to oversee the implementation of the guidelines. The guidelines have to be followed, but not directly, to like too generalizing. It's not specific enough, especially in the part that are far away from the government, and specifically in the part where the population density is different. So population density also affects the relevance of the law, right? So really, a lot of things that are in the law, just change the name from law to guidelines, and give the local governments the power to pick and choose which one is relevant, or to re-articulate in accordance to your situation. I think that could really potentially give people a lot more freedom, literal freedom. Some people say, yo, I don't really need literal freedom. I could just do well with non-literal, just not be responsible. Okay, I don't have to be responsible for every single thing. I could break the law and people just don't care about it. Well, I want the law because that is the boundaries and the properties. Okay, next. um next, what is next? Give a like, of course. Don't forget, guys, give a like. And if you have a different opinion, I would imagine a lot of people would have different opinion than me about this. Then please, you know, write in the comment. It will be nice for you to do so. Oh, maybe it is not completely. I haven't completely reviewed it yet, but I've been too talkative. I agree, actually. Um, about reduction of tax, we're gonna check out more videos about that, guys. Please bear with me. Yeah, yeah, reduction of tax, guys. Don't you think? Don't you think? But we're not only we're gonna get into it. From these videos, I also think there's something systemic that could be articulated from. This one is Daily Mail. So this is another OP, original post. I think there's a different value in just fair use versus original post. It's pretty expensive to produce an original post. So if I watch it, it has more value, in my opinion. Musk can access Treasury Department payment system holding 6 trillion. Yeah. Yeah, I know how some people could cringe on the situation, and I think Daily Mail is trying to depict that kind of cringe angle of it. I think that's th- for a lot of cases, it is pretty commendable to be a journalist that presenting contentious or controversial perspective, but in this case this is something that people are fighting for. Previously it's suffocating, so this is indeed a relief that people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk stand on top of a big country like America. Coming from someone who is not an American, I think it's a relief. I think a lot of BS needs to be fixed in the world. And things like tax, for example, that stuff needs synchronization, guys. So hopefully, like partition could help with synchronization, and that's going to be brought by this administration. At least an idea could be proposed. At least previously, I don't think it's imaginable. No, it's imaginable, but I don't think it's imaginable. Bill Gates. Okay, so I think that is a billionaire uh, tier of communication that I probably cannot capture. But it does brought up some kind of, again, things that related to taxation. For example, um, NGOs. To what extent an NGO um, not could be taxed? Definitely, the current tax people have already lot have more of a relevant concern uh, than I could like care, because I don't really dwell deep into that. But in relation to tax, I think NGO one day should deserve royalties, right? Because initially they save people's lives. Like the NGO are in, like, it is not nice for be an NGO and destroy business. You give things for free, therefore people would go out of business. The competition go out of business. That is selling below cost. That is also against the principle of minimum wage, right? Minimum wage for entrepreneurs. Okay, that is the cost. You cannot go below that, right? Um, yeah, I think in the future we should consider what have these NGOs contributed to the world that we are enjoying, and accountants should take into account things like that, the environmental impact and environmental contribution, as well as the yeah, I think one day, tax should be automatic, don't you think? After all these years, eventually tax should be automatic. The only reason why after 30 or 40 years, the same kind of tax is not automated is for the sake of being able to give jobs to tax consultants. I think tax consultants as accountant, if you do things that are mundane, that is not healthy for your expertise. That is not healthy for your problem solving. We are problem solving people, so if we do things that are mundane over and over and over and over again, that is actually bad for our assets, our main assets, guys. That is also probably one of the cause of dementia as well. Like now, staying at home and never go out. Probably something like that actually applies in our daily life. We gotta be able to be engaged. We gotta be able to create new connections in our brain. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. I think we should move on into like what I said, new standards, new issues, such as in like what the scientists are going to bring in the future. We're going to have environmental tax, carbon tax issues. I think it's not going to be just carbon tax. What if one day a great scientist figure out how to reverse all of that, and then now we're out of jobs? No, guys, it is not. We're not going to go out of jobs. It's the concerns from science, right, is always going to be there, and we're going to calculate, or we're going to assess the the contribution and the contra contributions, and put value in it. I think that's what we're going to do in the future. A lot of other things we're going to do in the future, for example, all of this CPA, it's putting too much burden on the CPA organization, because CPA are supposed to be like this global multinational level accountants. Not everyone wants to be CPA, guys. No, guys, you know what I mean? Why isn't there different tiers of CPA? Some people have different networks. If they all work as they will all have global qualification, they wouldn't be able to care about the details in the local. Well, probably this local has the kind of solution that is circulating, that is pretty difficult to be translated, or whatever it is, guys. It's not health, it's not natural, it's not logical to have all accountants to be CPA, there should be different kinds of accountants and auditors and standards, because that's the way reality is. If you want to synchronize everything, the solution is Charles Hoffman, if I'm not mistaken his name, the XBRL system. And we need more accountants in order to be able to translate that. There's a lot of jobs, and we are not going into that. Why are we not going into that? Because we are stuck in this like unhealthy rat race in a windmill that's going to kill us all. No, guys, let's stop being zombies. Okay, we're not. We are human beings, and we're gonna use AI. AIs are gonna be our our tools. We're not, guys. A lot of, probably not just that, a lot of other things. So, okay, let's get into it. I think the US is going to I think the US is going to reform in a way their laws, and including their tax laws. And in my opinion, I think withholding tax for transaction is good, and all of the rates are the same, and everyone gets the same rate. But the VAT system could get into that factor. For example, which one is higher, your income tax or your VAT? The higher one goes to the government. Okay, so which one is higher? This one is your tax. So income tax, VAT, and the withholding tax is just going to be there. So it's not really that hard, conceptual speaking. Exceptions should exist. Yes, it should exist, but not like this, not like what currently is happening. Uh, and then what else? That's pretty simple, right? That's a pretty simple tax reformation. And then what else? If you want tax return, for example, yes, for your costs, tax corrections, for your income. Um, I think I think it's going to be quite relevant. Um, I think that's it, guys. I mean, it's simple, but doesn't mean it's not important. I don't mean, and it doesn't mean that it's not relevant or reliable. Please, if you guys have a comment on that, please leave the comment in the comment section below. Tesla has the capability of creating this self-driving AI, self-driving car. So they must have the capability to have an AI to deal with taxes. Okay. So the role of experts or consultants should be to do more comprehensive. I just watched Joe Rogan's conversation with God Sad, and God Sad has this. He wants to have a project where he would gather all experts with different fields and somehow figure out how to connect with each other with across disciplines. What is it called? It's called um, consolidation or something. Man, I got confused, but that's the point. Okay, and I think accountants in different fields, like tax is different, audit is different, accounting is different, internal accounting is different. Like environmental accounting is going to be different. A lot of and the subdivision, for example, like this section of business, that section of business, and maybe governmental um, discipline, and maybe they all could work together, and maybe cross discipline. They could work with architects, they could work with engineers, they could work with scientists to determine what are the cost of things, or maybe what are the classification, the accurate classification of things. They could do that. And more power to the locals means more ways for accountants to create their own accounting standards. And it's going to be interesting to see the beauty of each owns culture accounting standards. And then after that, the translation of the accounting standards are going to be XBRL. Obviously, I think XBRL have been used by banks now, and that is great. That is great stuff. But we also, as a common people, commoners, we also want to be able to have access to such greatness, such blessings like that. Define, like we need the Prometheus to be set free. Okay, Zeus, stop doing that. Okay, the eagles are kind of the eagles are the food, not Prometheus. You know, and then I'm not talking about the U.S. My bad. Okay, like not that eagle. Okay, there's like little loser eagle that attacks inventors. They're piracy eagles, and then um, yeah, after that the translation and the beauty and the complexity is like it's like what do you call coral reefs of this joint standard that's going to be presented in some powerful magical earthquake Thor hammer slam bam by the CPA. Okay, and yeah, I think that is the idea. I have more things to say, but I've used so many times. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about, and I think okay, if you want me, if you not want me, I actually want to be able to see you guys at work if that's possible. Because sometimes lottery could be one. If I were to win a lottery, one of them would be to be able to see what you guys how you guys work. Thank you for watching and goodbye.